Right then, hello. This is another developer blog for Production Line, the PC strategy game where you build a car factory. I am Cliff Harris, Cliffski. I'm the programmer, designer, etc. Blah blah blah. We've got an enormous amount of stuff that has happened since the last video, which I'm going to go through. As usual, there's always some sort of technical issue. Let me just refresh something there. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's working. Hey, and guess what? I always wear this hat, my official Production Line hat. But check this out. This is not a promotional hat, but it should be. This is actually a sort of proper thing. Whoa! This is actually for gardening, believe it or not. When I do gardening, I don't fuck around. Anyway, I'm not going to wear that because the headphones are amazing. And shit, I can't hear anything with it on. So anyway, Production Line, remember this? Okay, loads of cool stuff has happened. I made a bit of a change here. So on this main menu, I'm showing all of the achievements and how you've done, and giving you a percentage here of how far you've got through it, which I think is kind of cool. Oh dear. Otherwise you don't kind of see that often enough, I think. I'm just going to load up a game that's quite far ahead, and I put it here on the loading screen as well. I really hate loading screens that don't have additional information on them. I don't know why, it just bugs me. So we have this ridiculously huge list of stuff. Should always have a drink of water, shouldn't I? I'm so disorganized. I'm rubbish at streaming. Okay, this stuff here. Okay, if I go here and I add some stuff to the queue, this is a trivial thing, right? But if you go here, it colors stuff differently to show you the side airbags we're doing now. The other things are just in a queue to make it so that makes more sense. This marketing button you now don't see at all. Well, you can't click on it, and it's not a usable part of the GUI until you actually research marketing and put down a marketing facility, which I think makes things a little bit simpler. Oh, this is a cool new thing. If we go to say, yeah, shit, I need to research it. It used to be that you'd have an extra button that would launch another bit of dialogue. I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to research. It's a process. I'm down here somewhere. Input priorities, that's it. Kill the queue. We'll go with that first. So while that's researching, I'll come back to that, but that's different. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So this screen here. This is all very different, but we'll sort of come on to that. This screen here has. The trouble is, I've researched them all. Basically, this is always green if you've got a vehicle that is being sold into that part of the market, and it's red if you haven't. Right? We now have an extra colouring for this, which I can't show you because I've researched everything in this game. Which is a sort of greyed out, completely greyed out, meaning you haven't even researched this, so it's not an option. And then you get a different tooltip explaining that. So it just improves the usability of this window, right? Also, this screen here, this is a little bit more obvious that you can click on stuff and a bit kind of more responsive. It used to be you had to click in here rather than the whole thing. And you used to not necessarily get the right sounds, and there was a lot of stuff here that wasn't it just wasn't very usable. It's been improved. That window's been improved. It's kind of all you really need to know. Oh, here's a new thing. There are a lot of new things. I'll have to come back to that one. Okay, if we go here and we go to something we haven't done, like make light. It's greyed out, and it'll say this slot has not been researched. Now, if you click on it, it will take you there, so you can go. So you don't have to hunt for it. I think that's quite handy. If you go to a supply stockpile, which are these little things here where you can kind of cache stuff. It used to be that you could just configure the imports as you liked here. You still can, but you need to actually research configure imports. That was a bit of a kind of exploit to some extent. It was an unintentional screw up by me. If you pause the game, all of the animations now stop correctly, including like these presses, rather than just continuing. That was a bug. Blah blah blah. Oh, this is a cool thing. You'll like this. So let me find an example. You know when you're producing cars and you get to here and you see things, I won't have any, saying like uninstalled feature, and you think, well, how did that happen? I'll show you how I'm making that kind of go away. Let me just pick a good example of an upgrade somewhere. What upgrades have we got? I want something that's kind of being fitted everywhere. What's being fitted pretty much everywhere? Fit wing mirrors. What have we got? What have we got? Folding, heated wing mirrors. Blah blah blah. So folding wing mirrors were getting installed on a lot of cars. Okay, if I destroy that, the fit wing mirrors slot, and I go, it's part of doors, isn't it? And I, oh no, it's wing mirrors, and I put that back. So this is now fit wing mirrors, but it doesn't have the upgrade for heated wing mirrors. So after a while, depending on the cars, there you go. It will now stop. It will say missing upgrade, folding wing mirrors. In other words, you haven't done the upgrade at this slot. This is a car, a Positech Deluxe. Oh yes, it's what every cool person is driving. That has folding wing mirrors selected, and it can't be installed because we haven't got the upgrade. This is now an error, which will stop the line, which I think makes a lot more sense. So you'd have to go in there, you'd have to say, okay, let's have folding wing mirrors, and then it'll order in folding wing mirrors, and everything's fine. That's a new thing. Here's another thing. If we go down here, you'll notice these lovely partitions around the office space. If I delete the thing, it doesn't delete the partitions. They're still there, because that used to be a bit of a pain. It's just visual, you know. A bit noisy, wasn't it? I've got far too much money at the moment. So, blah blah blah, there's that. There used to be a bug that is no longer there. You see that there, that red? That's from before the bug was fixed. It's like an orphan icon for a car that doesn't exist. You won't get that anymore. But if they're there, they're there. Right, I've done a lot of user interface changes for Windows generally. So like this window now fits the screen. So it's bigger and there's less unnecessary scrolling. Because some of the tabs on Windows like this, they have a lot of information on. The features one is one I use a lot. And why make you scroll when you don't have to if you have a big monitor? So a lot of this stuff now resizes. I think I've done all of them. So it just fills more of the screen, and it's kind of done a lot more sensibly. So this one will have like extra space here. And this is an important one because otherwise you could very easily miss some of the different car body types. So it's been a fairly user interface improvement heavy sort of week or so. But we've got other stuff. Yeah, also on this, it was a minor thing, right? But when you scroll on this, I don't have enough cars here. It would scroll by one car rather than one like column. There's one, look, keyless entry. It didn't get keyless entry. That wouldn't happen now. It's because it's already gone past that. I don't know where that vehicle is. Okay, what else do we have? Corrected when scrolling, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is quite an important thing. Someone mentioned it. I do read everyone's comments, by the way. Someone mentioned it, and it never occurred to me. Okay, what's this? Oh, balls. Hang on. I wasn't close enough. Better put that back, hadn't I? Watch this. Oops. What was it? Fit vent. Right, there's a bug. There is a bug. I thought there was. In that the floating values aren't being drawn. Oh, how annoying. I don't know how I've done that. I haven't turned it off anywhere. But you know those little floating things that come up saying you've used this amount, you've used that amount? They're not drawing suddenly. And why? Why, Cliff? Why have you broken this? Anyway, what I was going to say was, so I'll have to fix that at some point. Damn. What I was going to say was, if you delete a slot, you get a refund, right? For a certain percentage, depending on how much you research retooling. You get a refund for the value of the slot. You also now get a full refund of any resources that were in the stockpile, and you used to get nothing. So that's a new thing. How annoying! I really need to fix that. So blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, this is a thing. This is a new thing. I sort of did it about it, but I think it is helpful. If you'll see here, you'll see the customer thoughts on this car. Basically, why they didn't buy this car, right? So 1% bought an identical model, 68% were looking for a car of a different body style, which is all fair enough. But 30% missing desired feature. It used to say not enough features. Now it's sort of pointing out a feature that isn't in the car that they would like. So this is kind of like the consensus view of all the people that looked at this car. So hopefully the Positech Model B doesn't have anti-lock brakes. So I don't know if you know, but you can get to it like that. Anti-lock brakes. It doesn't. So even though people are what this is saying is, even though people are looking for a budget car, and the price isn't unreasonable, they want a budget car, but they still want anti-lock brakes in it. So they're prepared to spend a bit more within the budget, and you'll notice if we add that, hopefully, it's still a budget car. So there is actually some incentive for you to have like a cheap budget car and then a slightly more fully featured budget car. So you can have multiple cars within a price range in terms of the market, and it will make a difference. So hopefully that makes sense. Another thing is that I can't demonstrate because it'll break the stream. But if I was to lock my PC or let it go to sleep, or it be full screen and alt tab and then run another game and come back or whatever, it now all restores and works perfectly. It used to either crash or hang, so it doesn't. There's no problems with that now. That's fixed. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you know this delete confirmation thing, where I get that. Oops. It's a bit quick, isn't it? It's quicker on these. You can turn it off completely under options, right? Confirm slot deletion in game. If temporarily you just want to turn it off, if you hold down control, you can do it quicker. I kind of made a mistake in that I was making that shift, but shift does other things, because shift changes what's going to be deleted if you have both. So there I delete that. If I hold down shift, I delete that. And you can do combos if you like that sort of thing. And we have a new car feature. We have a new car feature in the game. I'm just going to pause the game because I don't want that to trigger yet. The new car feature is side impact airbags, which should show up everywhere. Let me just check live whether or not I've done my job. Side airbags here, very rare everywhere at the moment. It's a new researchable thing. Technology, obviously. Side airbags. I was researching it at the start of this stream, actually, and because I haven't researched it, I can't show you it on a particular car. So that's a new tech. We're putting in new techs because we want you to be able to build luxury cars. And I know that there's a load of really cool stuff like self-driving cars, heads-up displays, you know, stuff like that. Including some like luxury fittings, like sort of footwell lighting and stuff like that. And we do intend to get that stuff in. I've been working on the user interface stuff to make it a like smoother experience recently. And with that in mind, kids, let's take a look at what happens when this ends. Ah, shit. Okay, it's something. That's fine. That's fine. It's just something that doesn't help me show off that feature. But now we've got that, I can show off this other thing. I can pretend this is all a scheduled part of the video. Look, so imports, right, is oh, hang on. Why can't I click this? Why can I not click? Yet another bug. Yet another bug. He's so clueless. Hang on, we did research that, didn't we? I'm not imagining it. If you want to do like really cool debugging, my top tip is to show those features off to potential customers in a video so they can appreciate just how rubbish you are. These should... How annoying. Anyway, don't worry, I'll fix that obviously. So this is a new thing, right? When you've got a new tech that you can actually apply to cars, if you go to edit models, it used to just take you to the normal thing. So for example, adaptive cruise control, we can apply that to the slots. That's great. I need to make that more obvious that you've done that. There's so much user interface stuff that could be a bit better. But now I need to go through every car and say, okay, traffic aware cruise control, yay or nay, or just yay, for each model. And that can be quite boring. So there is a new piece of user interface. Behold its awesomeness. And these colorings, these sort of pale colorings, they are the same as what you would have in the car design window. This happens to be very rare for every car, so they're all the same color right now, but you can see it here. So rather than going through each design manually, I can just say I want it on those 3 cars and then apply options. I need to make sure when you quit that it says, are you sure? Because you do need to click on this. So what have we done that on? Positech B, adaptive cruise control. So now hopefully if I go to Positech B, adaptive cruise control, yeah, it's there. So it's a new way. It's a new way of doing that is much quicker and much easier. So I have 2 bugs to fix. What a slacker! This is just so annoying. Anyway, so there's a bunch of cool stuff in that's making the game a lot better, I think, from a user interface point of view. Especially because a lot of you are playing on big screens, you'll really appreciate the fact that this uses your full screen now. And hopefully people will like that. I've added the airbag thing, and there's all these tiny little GUI things which I've mentioned. I will fix those 2 bugs that is just... What were they? There was the import thing. I'm going to have to rewatch the video because I've forgotten what the other one is. Anyway, this is Production Line by Positech Games. It's currently in early access. It's $17.99. I hope you like it. I hope you like this video. We do these videos every week. Please subscribe. Sometimes they're more of a shambles than this. Sometimes they're fairly smooth and it seems like I know what I'm doing. Which are always the disappointing ones. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you haven't already got the game, please get the game. If you have got the game and you like it, please leave us a review on Steam saying you like it. It really matters a lot. I know it seems like it doesn't, but it really does. And if you've got ideas for the game, suggestions of stuff you'd like to see in it, you know, that's cool. Side impact airbags were something I'd forgotten about and people said you should put them in. It's really helpful, and I do actually read all of the comments. I sometimes get a little bit behind on that, but I do it, and it's much appreciated. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.